What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another edition of the podcast. Here again with the man, Chris, the man, the myth, the legend. You guys can find him just in real life, I guess. I mean,
or through you.
Yeah, he's not really on the social meds, so I kind of wanted to talk about that today. One of the things that I'm noticing is people kind of ditching social media, not necessarily 100% altogether, but deleting it from their devices. I don't know.
I've seen definitely a lot of my friends and stuff, not like, and also me as well. Get rid of Facebook.
Yeah,
like I have a Facebook account, but I don't even have the app or anything like that. Like I hardly check it. It's only if someone something. Okay, check this out.
Yeah. Once my notifications get like in the double digits, then it's like, okay, well maybe I ought to take a look. No, I mean, it takes time to get there.
The ones from your mom don't count. All right, man.
It takes time to get there, but more often than not, it's just like friend recommendations.
Yeah.
And I find that the only thing that's interesting about opening Facebook nowadays is just, oh, look at this post that you did like 7 years ago.
Or it's people linking stuff off of Reddit that, we already see.
Yeah. That's just old news. I mean, whenever I see posts like that and people are going like all hype over posts on Facebook, it's like, I saw that last week. Like you guys,
you're late to the party, man.
Yeah, you guys literally have to go to Reddit first.
Yeah.
Or they're taking memes and stuff from Reddit.
Yeah.
And posting it like it's original content.
Yes. Been done before. Not fooling me.
So to kind of explain, I guess what the premise of this is, for those of you who don't know, it's something that I saw on YouTube. A couple big YouTubers were coming out saying that they're saying goodbye to social media, and not necessarily from their lives, but from their cell phone devices. That a lot of times, myself included, find ourselves just checking the phone all the time. Is there a notification? Is there new content? Did somebody post something? Did somebody send me something? Do I need to post something? And it builds a subtle level of anxiousness or anxiety. And a lot of times, at least with Apple, I don't know if you have an Apple yourself, an iPhone.
I do.
But I probably should have known that, but excuse me. So when it comes to the iPhone, on Sundays, I've been getting updates like on screen time. And I guess I was passively doing this already, but I started noticing like my screen time decreasing. And it's like, oh, you're like using your phone 33% less than you did last week. And it's like, hey, wow, that's pretty cool. And eventually,
that's a significant amount.
It is. I can't remember the last time I posted to Instagram. I've been getting messages like, hey, where you at? Like, everything all right? Because, people, apparently they want you to come back. But just like you said, Facebook was definitely the first. And I think that's because the app, in my personal opinion, has just become lame. I'm not really interested in it anymore. But there are some like Instagram where I still want to see content. But now I feel like these stories are becoming too long. Like I'm just watching stories and just tapping through them like really quick. Like, come on, this is not interesting.
Right.
And so I guess I only have two that really consume a majority of my time, and it's Reddit and it's YouTube. I don't tweet. I'm not on Twitter, and I don't do the whole Snapchat thing. Although I have it, but I don't use it.
So yeah, I'm like, I probably use my phone 80% of the time for Reddit. I don't, or texting my friends, right?
Yeah.
Those are the two main things that I use my phone for. I do have Snapchat, but I mean, that's only to check out stuff that my brother or close
checking
friends
out stuff.
Then, whatever they're up to or whatever, like Friday nights or whatever, Saturday nights, and they go out party and see what they're doing, right? Because they're all on the East Coast, so I'm out here alone. So it's nice to be able to see what they're doing or whatever. They're having a fun time.
Yeah.
Send back some stuff, or like that was our old spot that we went to or stuff like that. So that's nice to have Snapchat for. I don't really post anything on Snapchat, but it's nice seeing what my friends are up to.
Yeah.
And then it's just Reddit pretty much. I do have Twitter, but only to follow pretty much the Cap stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that seems to be a better source for Cap's information.
So then you already weren't heavy into the social media game, at least.
I on Twitter a little bit when I started streaming.
Okay.
Trying to get out there a little bit more. Just following people in the gaming circles that, would help me out, stuff like that. But once I stopped streaming, I pretty much only use Twitter now for caps information.
So. Yeah. Twitter was an app that I never quite grasped the concept of in the beginning. And maybe because, I'm part of an older generation. I'm not part of that millennial crowd, just sliding that one in there for you. But to me, it seemed like something like, hey, listen to me kind of app.
Yeah.
Like you just shout.
What I'm up to.
Yeah, you're shouting.
But isn't that kind of what like Instagram is too, though?
Well, Instagram's, hey, look at me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Slightly different.
And then I feel like
you can do that in Twitter.
Well, and Reddit, not Reddit, sorry. But and Instagram is one of those things like I really tried to get you in on it because I was all about it at the time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, they got all the dank memes and everything like that. Little did I know, I was talking to like a hardcore vested Redditor. So anything and everything that I can bring up meme wise, you're like, yeah, okay, grandchild. Let me tell you what's up.
I mean, just because Reddit gets everything first, and then everyone rips off of whatever's being put on Reddit, right?
Yeah.
So, or I mean, some stuff goes to Instagram first, right? There's stuff I haven't bring up. But
I mean, maybe, but I think it's not. It wasn't even an app first. A website like Reddit has been around, like in the trenches, building its foundation with its followers and with its users. So even then, you find on the Reddit threads when new people are coming in.
Yeah,
and
it's the front page of the internet.
Yeah. So there you go. And I find that it's pretty easy to kind of ditch those other social media apps. I'm curious when, maybe in 2019 or if ever, I'll not stop looking at Reddit or stop looking at YouTube, but eliminate it from my phone and just do it when I'm at my desktop.
I definitely think that we are getting to a breaking point of like, well, at least I feel, and maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I feel like for me, it is definitely becoming a breaking point. Like, whereas just a couple of years ago, you're always on your phone, you're always checking stuff, you're always constantly Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's just like I feel like I'm trying to live more in the moment, right? Like I don't know. I'll check Reddit when there's some downtime, but when my wife comes home and stuff, now it's like I put my phone down. Kind of hang out with her and watch TV or whatever. And it's less about what else is going on around. Just live in my own little bubble.
And I think that the thing that for me, much like you just said about, spending time with your wife as soon as she comes home, I was noticing like as my kids are getting older that they're starting to act up, or what I perceive as acting up is really just calling for attention. Like, stop looking at your phone. Pay attention to
me. Yeah.
So I made a choice that when I was getting home, and it sounds kind of sad, but maybe to a younger generation, they'll understand. An older generation is probably going to be like, you shouldn't have been that way to begin with.
Yeah.
But I made the conscious decision that when I get home, the phone is just put down. That's it. I'm with these kids from when I get through the door till they're asleep, and then I'll get on my phone.
Is that why their bedtime's at 5 p.m.? Or?
6:30. No. Okay. Yeah. Well, we try to get started at 6:30, but that's a whole nother topic about, when you cross that threshold and you introduce children, the joys of children into your life, you're going to find that structure is a good thing.
Yeah.
I put it like that, but yeah, structure.
You're going to run a little boot camp.
Well, I mean, we try to stick to like the same habits, pick up your toys. It's time to brush your teeth, go to bed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is definitely one of those things. So like the phone was just becoming a problem, and sometimes even the television. Like when I get home, the TV is just for stuff that they want to watch. It's cartoons or whatever. I don't watch anything that I want to watch until everyone's asleep.
And toss on that Netflix.
I know. Even my son, he's like, I don't want to watch your show. Okay.
Right. Well,
either we watch my show and you're going to act up, or we watch your show. So it's been a pretty easy decision. Like after I've settled into it, took like probably a good couple days to get used to the idea of not reaching for my phone. But I can definitely agree with those. I guess I'm not sure if they're like legit studies, but the claims that the level of anxiety sort of goes down when you stop.
Yeah, my wife actually broke her phone last week, and she hasn't gotten a new one yet.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't like. At first, I was like, "How can you do that? How can you like be so long without a phone?" But
yeah.
I mean, she's not into Reddit as much as I am, or being on her phone. Um, but my first thought is go pick up a new phone that day that it broke.
Yeah, that would have been mine too back in the day.
Yeah, she's been pushing through and just using my phone to like talk with her mom and stuff, or using her email and stuff at work. So
yeah,
we've actually been able to talk. Like I just email her now at work, and she hits me right back. It's actually quicker because it's right there on her desktop when she's working, right?
Yeah.
Where if it's on her phone, she doesn't see the text message or whatever, then it sits there. But she actually replies quicker on email. So.
I remember when at that point, man, I'm super congested. On that point, when sending emails, when the iPhone first came out, I think that they were charging for text messages. Like you only had a certain amount. This was before the whole Apple to Apple thing.
Right. Unlimited.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So to get around that, or no, it wasn't to get around that. It's like I had a phone, but the people I was talking to or texting, they didn't have an iPhone.
Gotcha.
And so I would just shoot it via email because now I can email from my phone.
And they would still get it and be able to get it without.
Yeah. But I don't think the phone had it's hard to remember how quickly the response time was. I don't know if the push notification was there yet or if I had to open the app every single time.
Right.
I can't remember now back to the first edition iPhone. But I don't really know what I would do if my phone were to break, because it's been on like not running the best, but I have no desire to get another one.
They're so expensive.
Yeah. They're sending me like something like, oh, you can buy one and it'll be like $200 a month. Yeah. You can have the newest iPhone. And it's like, still, that's expensive. I'm talking car payments here.
Yeah. I think because we took a quick look at them, and it was like, I think the XR, the XS are like the newest iPhones, and the XS I think is the most expensive one, and that's like $1,200. It's crazy. Yeah. And it was like, $80 a month for 2 years.
I remember when the laptop was $1,200.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Like an Apple laptop. I mean, clearly there are ones that are less, but.
Right. It's crazy. So it's so much. And then the XR was $800. You don't get that big of an up.
Yeah. It's like all these like mediocre, kind of like almost like cars. Like, oh, you want air conditioning? It's extra $500. Yeah. Oh, you want power windows? Okay, that's extra $400. So they're trying to nickel and dime me with all these little itty bitty features, rather than when like the iPhone first came out. It's like, this is it. This is all you get.
You get everything.
Yeah.
For $300.
And then they changed it. And it's like, okay, well, we got one with a bigger hard drive and one with a smaller. Got like at first it was like 8 and a 16 gig, and now we're almost up to a terabyte in these phones.
Yeah, the one the XR one I think we looked at had 200, and like their biggest model was like 264 gigabytes. Wow. And it's crazy.
And even then, isn't there a terabyte micro SD card?
Yeah, I think you can add in one.
So you can put that into like a Samsung or these phones with SD slots.
Yep.
That's pretty wild. I don't know how many pictures, how much video you're taking.
Lots, apparently. That's like movies worth. Like a movie is 3 gigabytes. So
I know you have like
roughly.
You have like your whole movie library just on your device at all times.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of information, man. But yeah, when it comes to these phones, when it comes to social media, I think I'm seeing, and I'm definitely agreeing with what you're saying about it reaching that breaking point. It reaching that like just we're at that level.
Less say about them.
Yeah, because I mean it wasn't that long ago when it's like the MySpace days, and it was like everybody's signing up and putting all their personal information out there.
Yeah.
And now we're just continually pumping and feeding that digital machine, like feeding it content because we also want to consume content.
Right.
And then it's like, well, why? I'm missing out on so much now.
Yeah. Like if you ever go to concerts now these days, everyone's got phones out.
Yeah.
Like you're more worried about getting the right shot or getting all the action than actually being there. So
Yeah, I went to this is another low key mild flex, I guess, but we grabbed Jocko's for dinner last night.
Woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was delicious. It was amazing.
If you guys ever visit Napomo, go to Jocko's.
If anybody's ever heard of Napomo, I'm sure they've heard of Jocko's. And so I'm there. I'm a local. I just walk in. I go to get my food. But I see people next to the barbecue grill with their phones, like recording it. Like literally recording meat being cooked.
So I have to admit I was one of those people when I first went there.
You did that?
I didn't take a video. I took a photo of like the grill and then cooking all that meat. It's unique. You don't see that every day. Like that's not like a normal thing at a restaurant. So it was just I had to show it off to my dad and my brother who are big steak guys.
Oh, really? How do they do it? Like, I mean, that's a whole nother talking point in itself. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely something that I find interesting. It's like enjoy the experience, enjoy the restaurant. You know, even taking pictures of our food, I'm guilty of that myself.
Right.
And we talk about other generations, like the older generation, they're like, well, why do you take a picture of your food? I don't understand that. And it is like a low key or a mild flex in a sense.
Right. That's basically what you're showing off.
Yeah. Look at what I'm eating.
That's what it is. Yeah. I mean, good tonight.
Yeah. So anyways, I don't know if any of you guys out there are interested in taking that dive, but it's something that I would encourage people to maybe think about trying, even if it's for just a week.
Or just dialing back a little bit.
Yeah. And you don't have to start full force, like deleting apps cold turkey. Not everybody can do that. There's no patch. There's no, Nicorette for social media. But I think that
there needs to be.
Yeah, I think that maybe deciding something small, like when you're home, like put your phone, leave it at the front door or leave it with your car keys and just focus spending time with your significant other, with your family, with your kids. I mean, whatever it may be, by yourself with your cat. I'm sure you have cats. So,
wow, am I a cat person, or was that?
I mean, I'm talking to the people, but I mean, I guess if this resonates,
is that
with
your demographic?
You,
they got cats.
Cat folk, men with cats. Okay. I'm not saying cat ladies, but grown men with cats. If you have cats and dogs,
by the way.
Yeah, if you have cats and dogs, I think I saw a Reddit thread like, what's the weirdest standoff that's ever happened between them? Because you have two completely different.
Yeah, species.
But yeah. So again, I want to thank you guys for taking time to listen to this. I want to thank Chris again for coming back. He's like a regular now. Gonna have this guy in the title of the show pretty soon. But so yeah, as always, you guys, thank you for taking the time. Until next time, see ya.
Peace out.